Let's look at how to record accept of goods and write of transactions in the Oris Accounting. In order to add new entries, access the menu Accounting and Entries. Add new transaction, select transaction date, account of suppliers 3110, some organization, one more entry, and select inventory count 1610, and pay attention to that both of those accounts have already been in the chart of accounts. Now let's use this button and move to the chart of accounts in order to look at this inventory count in the chart of accounts. Update, and you will see that there is average write-off method indicated here. Close this screen and select this account, and now let's say you purchased 10 pieces of this commodity for 100 lari. You have to specify 10 pieces here in this field debit quantity and 100 lari here in the field debit amount. And correct imbalance using this button, and let's save this first accept of goods transaction. And now let's record one more accept of goods transaction. Specify a transaction date. Select the same account of suppliers 3110, some organization, and the same inventory count 1610. And now let's say 10 pieces of this commodity have been purchased for 150 lari. Correct imbalance once again, and save this second accept of goods transaction. Now let's look at how to record write-off transaction. Add new transaction, specify transaction date, select purchase account 7210, one more entry, and the same inventory count 1610, and specify 5 pieces here in this field credit quantity. It means that we're going to write off 5 pieces of this commodity. Prime cost here 62.50 has been calculated by the system. You will find out where this amount came from if you hit this button account balances. Here in this field you see the quantity of commodity which has been purchased, amount of money for this commodity, and you see unit cost right here as well. And based on this information, write-off amount 62.50 has been calculated by system. Let's correct imbalance and save this write-off transaction as well. Now let's set up one more write-off transaction. Specify transaction date, select purchase account 7210, and then the same inventory account 1610. And let's say you want to write off 20 pieces of this commodity, so you have to specify 20 pieces here in this field credit quantity, and prime cost has been calculated by the system again. Correct imbalance and save transaction. But you see the message here, minus stock balance has been detected after recording the transaction. It means that there are not enough balances to write off this commodity. Close this message screen and move to the menu account balances and check stock balance. As you see, we have 15 pieces of this commodity, so system wouldn't be able to write off 20 pieces. Close the screen and correct quantity, put 10 pieces down here, correct imbalance, and save transaction. So we perform the second write-off transaction. As you see, debit amount here in this first write-off transaction is 62.50, and this amount in the second write-off transaction is 125 lari. Now let's look at how these amounts will change here in the write-off transactions if you change amount in the accept of goods transaction. Let's update this transaction. And instead of 100 lari, put 200 lari down here, correct imbalance, and save this transaction. As you see, nothing has changed, but you can correct write-off transactions and change those amounts. In order to do that, access the menu Macro Transactions, Macros for preparing the balance, recalculation of values in entries, and select Macro Correct Cost and recalculate write-off amount by stock values. Here in this screen, you can specify a period during which you want recalculation will be done. Let's select entire period this time. Here also you can check one of those boxes depending on whether you want recalculation will be done for one specific account or for all of those commodity accounts. I will check this one and select account 1610-1. Okay, and message will appear. Prime cost correction is completed in entries. Okay, and now move to the menu entries, refresh this screen, and as you see, amount have been changed here in the first write-off transaction and in the second write-off transaction as well. And one important detail you have to pay attention during the recording write-off transaction is that a write-off process always should be done in the non-main entry. It's necessary for the system to work correctly because when you add new transaction, the system automatically prepares this record here, add imbalance to main entry, which is used by the prime cost recalculator to correct imbalance in entries properly.